I should be sat on that side, don't you think? But then again, this is home turf for me, you know. Etihad. May as well add an N17 to the start of that postcode. Yeah,
I shouldn't be wearing this. There's a lot of things that shouldn't be happening.
You give me that shirt. Give me that shirt. Yeah, you tried to make a mockery out of me today. Now who's laughing? Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. This will be very relevant again very soon. You know your club. You know what time it is. This will be relevant again.
You all laughed at me, but who's laughing now? Eh? Anyway, I brought you on here because I wanted to discuss a couple things with you, man. Season's closing, or transfer window's closing, to be honest. And I wanted to talk about what every Big Six team needs. Obviously, I've been crying for the last couple of days about what we need, but it'll be interesting to see what you think everyone else needs. I'm not going to start with Spurs. We'll leave Spurs to last, obviously. We'll start at your club. What do you need? One position.
It's difficult because numerically, I should not say centre-back, but from a quality perspective, a lot of the fan base feel like we need a centre-back because Colwell's injured, Badiashiel's injured right now, Fofana's going to be injured again.
Come on, that second name. Are we still running this Badiashiel gimmick in 2025?
Listen, Badiashiel, when he first came to Chelsea, was a good player.
Oh, what, the 3 months where you lot overhyped his meaty performances?
He had very good performances.
He was meaty, bro. He was meaty. Come on, stop it.
He had very... I almost... No, he had good performances.
He was meaty, come on.
Then he got injured, he never came back the same. If I'm to say one position that infinitely improves this team by tenfold, is probably goalkeeper. Because Sanchez, even though he's in... Well, before West Ham, he was in good form in terms of saves and taking responsibility for crosses and stuff, but he still has the bozo gene. So there's always a lapse of concentration. There's always a moment of madness. And even for the goal, to be honest, I thought he could have saved Paqueta's shot. So I would say goalkeeper, just to like really level up and scale up the team. But I really struggle with who. Like, we play out the back. And we're really heavy on playing out the back. Like we're trying to play through teams. We're trying to, be this kind of progressive, attack-minded team. So I can't have someone that's going to lump it into the crowd every minute. So I don't know if Donnarumma, because obviously he's the guy that's available, but I don't know if his on-the-ball attributes are strong enough to be in my team. But
interesting.
It's tough.
Interesting. I think very interesting because goalkeeper is the one like I didn't think about. And I know it's a critical position for you, but I'm just looking at the centre back because I'm like, you're right. On numbers alone, you got options there, especially with Hato coming in as well, who can play both positions. But I'm looking at the fact that last year, let's be real, until maybe the quarterfinals or whatnot, you basically played a completely different team in the European competition you were in. But now you're playing Champions League football. I don't know. I feel like Fofana injured for a while, Colwell out for the season. I'm sorry, you can't be hanging your hat on Badiashiel. Tosin is all right.
Solid, yeah.
He's all right, but he's not 30.
Not Van Dijk's, Saliba's, Gabriel's, the Stellas we're going up against.
Chalobah's literally safe pair of hands again, but not like top bracket. So I don't know. It's a position that I would look at for you, but I think you've probably swayed me to the goalkeeper because at least you've got some comfort in centre back. Yeah, that goalkeeper's scary. You actually had a guy at in your team that you sold. No, not Petrovic. Who's the other guy that's making waves in France? Marcin.
Oh, yeah.
Is there no option to try and bring him back, maybe?
I mean, do you know what? I don't watch him week in, week out, so I can't really comment on him. But every time I look at like metrics and underlying stats, he always looks pretty good, but no one's going in for him, so there must be something wrong. That's how I see it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not like we're the only team that need a goalkeeper. Man United need a keeper probably, and so it's a weird one. But yeah, I'd say goalkeeper, but Mike Maignan is maybe a shout, but we were interested in him. We didn't,
that one's so weird, and I remember you were pretty cheap. You were getting onto your own fans because they were getting onto you.
In South Africa.
Let's move on to Liverpool, man. I think it's obvious who they need. We don't have to spell it out. That centre back position is spooky for them, especially with the way Van Dijk and Konate have started this season. It's very spooky. They need options, man, and they need not just options. They need quality in depth.
Yeah.
Who you think? Obviously, Gurhi's one. They signed that Leone guy.
Yeah, Gurhi's the obvious one. Because, like, Gurhi, he's good at progressing play. Like, he's a good ball-playing defender. But then at the same time, he's also good at wide defending as well. He's played, like, left side for Palace. He's played right side for England. He kind of uses both feet as well. Like he's not, you know, he hasn't got like a dominant foot where it's like everything has to go to that side. And I just feel like leadership as well. Like he's been captain of Palace. He's mature. He's coming into his prime. He's got experience. He's played in the Premier League, so he's Premier League proven.
Yeah.
I just feel like he ticks too many boxes to not go for him. And they've already got, the one thing I always say with Gurley is that he's like I call him like a 50 to 55% aerial dual success rate defender. He's all right, but he's not like Van Dijk, Konate, but they've already got that. So they can afford to have someone that aerially is maybe not elite, but on the ground is. So
yeah, because the thing is, on the ball, he's comfortable. He's not like an amazing ball player, but he's comfortable enough with the ball, and he's actually pretty good at defending.
Yep.
He's not, I wouldn't say he's as good as Konate. I don't think he's not as good as Konate, but he's good. He's good enough to go into that team and make an impact. One thing that was a bit confusing to me is that some people are questioning, why would he go to Liverpool just to sit on the bench? But Konate picks up injuries all the time. And even if Konate's fit, let's be honest, we saw how Gurley played against Liverpool at Wembley, and we saw how Konate played against flipping. Who did they play the other day? Bournemouth. Yeah. Konate's had a shaky start to the season. There's no,
and it's 4 comps.
100%. And there's no way you can tell me Konate is going to be playing all these minutes, especially the way he's playing, and Gurley's available, and the man and Onslaught doesn't go for Gurley.
Another shout just came to me now. Van Heck
from Brighton, but doesn't he play left side though?
Yeah, but I feel like Van Dijk can play both sides.
He can. He's right. He's a right footer, but still, are you going to shift Van Dijk?
Move, man. Move. Like you're getting old anyway. Like, let's be honest. Grizz said he's declining, isn't it? New Liverpool. He's not going to be in the team. He's not going to be part of the transformation.
Fair enough, man. But I think we'll shake hands on Gurley, to be honest. How much do you reckon it takes to get him out of Palace? Because Liverpool, they don't want to pay above 35 million and whatnot, but like at this point, just give them the 40 million or whatever. Just
Liverpool need him. I mean, look, Steve Parish said he doesn't want to let anyone go on a free, and Gurley said he's not signing a new deal. So to be honest, Palace are under some pressure as well. So they need to get rid of him before January, where it gets nasty figures like 10, 15. But then Liverpool need a centre back. So both clubs need to come to an agreement because it doesn't suit anyone to not get that deal done.
100%. And even Palace as well, like it's messing with their squad building because they're leaving it so late and then they're having to buy these players and whatnot. And obviously they started the European qualifiers as well. They just need to bring bodies in.
Yep.
And it's a market now where like people know you're getting money back. You're seeing meaty guys go for 40, 50 million. Now everyone's going to know you're flush with cash. Bro, they're going to tax you a premium, especially at the back end of the season. So it's in their best interest to get a deal done with Liverpool. We'll move on to Manchester United. Manchester United.
Now we're talking about.
Manchester United. Manchester United. I mean, a blind man could see that midfield needs major surgery.
Yep.
We've spoken about Kobe Mainoo. I think he should be starting, but for whatever reason, he's not starting. But it's clear they need a CM. Who do you think is best placed, unless you don't agree with the CM, anyway?
I definitely do.
Fair. Who do you think is best placed for them to go out and sign now that they are no longer believers?
Well, I mean, Adam Walton is far-fetched, but you could try that. I'm sure a player like Adam Walton, as much as there are going to be offers in the next few years from Liverpool, from City maybe, I'm sure he would look at Man United and say, do you know what, I'm interested. But at this stage of the window, to get that kind of quality in, that price point is going to be crazy. Yep. But for me, I can't go with anyone I haven't watched extensively because Man United can't afford to take a risk. That position is of dire need. They have got Agate who treats the ball like a bomb. They've got Casemiro he actually passes it quite well, but he's obviously getting on in age. Yeah. And Kobe Mainoo doesn't suit a 2. I think the quickest solution is actually just go to a 3-5-2 and just play with 3 midfielders. Bruno, Mount, these guys can start getting involved, pull their weight. But I think they've got to get a Premier League proven top A grade guy.
But then if you go 3-5-2, then the big money purchases that you've made, one of them sitting on the bench, and I think it doesn't really make sense. You've gone out of your way to sign these players. You're playing 1 game a week.
But forget Sesko for a minute, like price-wise. In terms of what he's done in the game, in terms of his scope, I don't think coming off the bench for Man United is the worst situation in the world.
It isn't. Minutes. But do you feel like they're a club who can afford to just bench?
Probably not. But I don't know what they can afford because they sacked Doherty, the dinner lady, you know what I'm saying? And then now suddenly they're spending mad money on the attack. So I don't know what's going on with the money.
It's interesting because obviously they got Bruno there in the midfield and I'm like, this isn't going to work. It's not going to work. I'm sorry, it's not going to work. And I actually think they made a mistake going so top heavy in the attack. They should have put some of that money into the midfield and just played Bruno in one of the offensive positions. That's the only position I think he can play in effectively for United. He's not a CM. But if I'm looking at CMs, I saw they were linked with Agome, who plays for Sevilla, France under-21 midfielder. I remember I tuned in for one game when Odobert and Tel watch, and he impressed me. Like, I've seen a little something with him. I feel like he's a player that could suit them. I see they're linked with, I don't know if you've seen him, Angelo Stiller.
I've heard.
I've not really watched his games extensively, but I've seen his underlying metrics because we were linked with him as well. And his underlying metrics are good, but I don't know, man. I feel like Man United need
maybe like a Camavinga? Maybe not. I don't know, like...
But you know, it's a weird one because it's like, they obviously need someone who's positionally disciplined.
Yeah.
Right? So someone who's not just going to go chasing shadows, even though when you play in the two-man midfield, you're inevitably going to get stretched. They need someone who's dogged off the ball, but they actually need someone who can play with it on the ball as well. And it's tough.
If Camavinga doesn't get loads of minutes in Madrid, I don't know what their midfield setup looks like right now under the new manager. I just know they've got a lot of players. And someone of Camavinga's profile, maybe the comments will know, because you know what I mean, they're football nerds. But someone like him who has played left back, has come into midfield, can put a foot in, can play. He kind of ticks a lot of boxes in my opinion. He's someone that could go in there and help.
Do you know what's so mad? It's so left field, yeah. It's so left field, and I can't see them selling him. But in fact, I'm gonna name two names. I think so. Nottingham Forest, they've just signed Douglas Luiz. I think Douglas Luiz would have been a nice move for Man United on a short-term loan. Yeah. Maybe some Man United fans may not like that, but you know who else I'm going to mention at Nottingham Forest? I quite like him, Elliot Anderson. I feel like they could have signed someone like a Elliot Anderson.
I don't know. He moved there though recently,
He did. He probably cost a bump, but he can play. He can actually play. Like, and he's tenacious off the ball as well. So I don't know, man. They're probably going to cook me in the comments saying, "Oh, what you know? You should have got DM, blah blah blah." It is what it is, man. Let's move on to my sister club, Manchester City.
Oh my God, you're taking the piss. Yeah, yeah. All right, cool.
So let's
better you said it, not me.
Let's move on to Tottenham sister club. What do they need? Because they've spent quite a lot of money in January, spent quite a lot of money in the summer.
Do they need Donnarumma after that Trafford performance?
Nope. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore.
I mean, the same things that we saw happen to Trafford, it could happen to Donnarumma because he's not strong on the ball as well.
Absolutely. You could, do you know what I'll say? I was actually going to go Rodrigo, but that's probably too easy. And to be honest, with the amount of attackers they have to make that make sense at some point.
Yeah.
Oscar Bobbs, Foden, I'm sorry, you've got to get reintegrated and do something this
100%.
season. I'm going to go with right back. Because I'm just looking at the balance of the team right now and I'm thinking to myself, they don't have a right back. They got Rico Lewis out there, who's a midfielder, who inverts. They got Matisse Nunes, who I never thought they would get and should have got. They should have got someone else, like a Alexis McAllister or someone. So I'm going to go right back. They were linked with Livramento. I think they should have got Ola Aina. Ola Aina is a good defender. He would have been, I think, at the time of me saying it, he was running out of contract. And he's experienced and he's just probably proven, but he's just a steady Eddie who just gets his job done. Very good technically, and he just goes in there almost like a Spence at Tottenham. It's not someone that, you know, glitz and glamour, even though technically very comfortable, good footballer, but just goes in there and just defends. I feel like City have got a lot of guys that Stones, he would love to go into midfield. Out Nori, I'll go wing back. Matisse Nunes, I'm not really a defender. Rico Lewis, neither am I. It's like, does anybody actually love defending? Does anybody actually want to defend?
On the head.
And Ola Aina for me, that would have been just a really shrewd, quiet, calm purchase.
Ola Aina is actually, that's a decent option to be fair. But I fully agree with you. If I'm looking at Man City, I think they definitely need a defend first player. And I don't know whether that's someone who I think they need to add into the midfield. But then what does that say about Nico Gonzalez, who's meant to be playing backup for Rodri? I can't see them adding another player there. So I would actually go with right back or centre back. If you said right back, I'm gonna say centre back. I definitely think they need another centre back. I know they signed Kuznov, who's the young G, but I'm looking at it now. I think John Stones. John Stones, he's good for missing months on end in the season. Akanji, he's not what he used to be, and I think he's potentially on his way out. Ake, the injuries are piling up, and he's on his way to Everton as well. And maybe it's not so much of necessarily a fixed centre back, but I think they need a hybrid. they've had hybrids in Akanji and Ake. I think they need another hybrid who's a defend first player. Like Gvardio's a hybrid. They probably need another Gvardio.
I hear that.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Like you did it with Hato in the summer, can play centre back, left back.
Yeah.
Arsenal have got Calafiori who can play centre back, left back. Timber who can play centre back.
Reece James actually does that quite nicely.
Reece James has got as well to a certain extent. Like they need that. They absolutely need that, in my opinion. So whether it's, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a name.
If you're thinking of someone to go straight into that 11, maybe going closer to home is quicker adaptation. But it's tough.
There's a defender from Leipzig, I can't remember his name, that's actually quite impressive.
Does it begin with L?
I think it's a S. I can't remember his name. He plays right back. There's that centre back who plays for Inter Milan, not Bastoni, the other one who plays on the right side. Bissek.
Yeah.
There's options. There's options out there for Man City. They got money. They got capital to spend, and they're making money as well. So PSR isn't going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I think they need to go out and get someone who loves to defend, is highly adaptable.
They were interested in that guy at Juve.
Can win duels.
Who's that guy at Juve they were interested in?
Which one?
Was it not? It wasn't Gonzalez, but it began with a G. I'm sure.
G.
Yeah, Argentine guy.
Argentine.
Yeah, but then for some reason it just disappeared, the link. I don't know what happened. They were interested in him in like January or something. He was going to play right back and do that kind of shift, but
I can't remember.
This is going to bug me because the chat are definitely like they're going to know exactly who it is.
It's fine.
But yeah, it's what.
Well, at least we'll keep an eye on Man City. So we've covered City, United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Arsenal indeed. Arsenal for me, and this is probably laying it on thick, but their defence, just leave it alone. You've bought more than enough defenders over the years, like very, very heavy on the defence. They know the number 9. For me, left wing, so Eze can play in the 10. So Eze can sit in that 10 right in front of Rice and Zubimendi as a pivot and Odegaard. Listen, I'm not going to force you into the team. You got to fight for your place now. That left winger, Leao or Rodrigo, as we were saying off cam, either or. I would actually slightly pivot more to Leao because I feel like Leao would be a better creator, a better provider for Gyökeres in terms of his 1v1 dribbling, is just elite level. He's obviously really strong. He's obviously like athletic. Like the guy can definitely hang in the Prem, I think, in terms of that.
Yeah.
And Rodrigo's more of a goal scorer, which I would have gone with if you had like a Havertz up front, but he's obviously injured. He's more of a provider, and then Rodrigo runs off him. So that's just getting a bit tactical. But yeah, for me, Leao and Rodrigo, one of those guys on the left, some star power to complement Saka, who, listen, Saka's been putting out seasons.
Carrying.
Bro, his back might just get a little bit...
Carrying, bro.
A little bit tired this season, you never know. And that's where Madueke comes in. So...
I think it's because obviously they spent big money on Madueke, and then obviously they're now spending big money on Eze. But for me, that's reinforcing 2 areas of the pitch. That's the right and the midfield. Like I get the use of Eze as an option off the left. Maybe you use him differently because you don't want to use him as an out-and-out winger.
Yeah.
You want someone
You need an overlap.
because he needs overlap so you can drift inside. So it's an option. But I'm with you as well. If I'm looking at that Arsenal team now, what's the position that you can strengthen between now and the end of the window to make yourselves like
almost favourites?
We're here. Like
favourites.
To be honest, the Eze signing for me pushes them close to basically being. I think right now, like if someone was to call Arsenal favourites, you can't say, "Oh no, you're talking from a place of misinformation." That Eze tips them into a position where, like, if someone's to call them favourites, I don't think they can. They should shy away from that. But I feel like you go out and get a bad boy left winger. You get rid of Martinelli potentially. Obviously, Trossard's got noodle, so you know he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
If you got rid of Martinelli, then you have Saka with Noni Madueke for depth in the right wing. You have Odegaard and Eze and Nwaneri battling in the 10, and then you have your new left winger and Trossard, who can also play through the middle, and then potentially that left winger can also play through the middle as well if Gyökeres gets injured.
Yep.
So in my mind, I'm like, that makes the most sense. And Leao, I know that there's question marks on his work rate, his consistency, his technical consistency even, but sometimes you can't cater for, you can't deal with what he can offer. Like he's just the X factor. Like he can pick up the ball, you just delete literally 2-3 players.
I love it when you use this word.
It's the truth. He will. Like he's bringing.
Alt, delete.
It's the truth. He's bringing a level of quality that they don't have in that squad. They don't have that. Maybe Eze through central areas, but out wide, Saka can do it, and Saka can do it well. But like they don't have anyone on the left who can do that. Rodrigo, I think, would be definitely a very good pickup for them as well. But I don't know, like, there's just something about Leao. I feel like you can pick him up, you can make something out of him. But I would go with Leao, but I can get Rodrigo.
Yeah, for me, either or. Like, either or, I think Rodrigo would need to be more of an inside forward, and this would heavily depend on like a Lewis Skelly improving his crossing, overlapping, or Calafiori overlapping. And I don't feel like that's natural for them to ask of that. So that's why I think a Leao's defensive, maybe kind of unreliability can be compensated with the guys that they have at left back, because the guys that they have at left back are not really necessarily up and down. So it makes sense. And Rice is over there as well to cut out the transition. So it makes sense to me.
Fair. And then finally Spurs. I mean, a blind man could see it. Stevie Wonder could tell you what we need.
Eze.
We need a 10.
We need Eze.
Why always
day
us?
4 without Eze.
Why always us? Day number 3. Day number 3. Day number 3. No Eze. But it is what it is. Listen, we ain't gonna get Eze because he's gonna. I think the deal's gonna be on. The deal's basically done.
It's done, yeah.
I think I looked at the names that we're targeting in the midfield. I've seen Spurs apparently linked with Nico Paz, who plays for Como under Fabregas. We've been linked with Monaco's Akliouche as well. We've been linked with El Canoes. We've been linked with Harvey Elliott. For me personally, if I was spiteful, which I am,
which you are,
I'd go to Leicester. I'd hijack El Canoes. I'd say, hold one, Crystal Palace. But
yeah.
I think we actually need someone who, and I'm saying this like, I would take El Canoes. He's an option. I would like outside of the spite.
Yeah.
I think that's someone who I've looked at this summer. I've looked at his underlying metrics, and I've looked at what he did for Leicester last year in a poor team. I was impressed with El Canoes. So if you were to bring me an El Canoes, I could work with that, provided you get the left side of the team sorted.
Do you know a name that just popped up in my head? It's so random. What about Matoma?
Yeah, but he's a winger. And
you don't need a winger though.
We do. But that's what I'm saying.
Because I feel like you need a winger.
We need both.
Yeah.
So I know we're saying one, but no, Spurs we actually need 3. We need a left winger, we need a 10, and we need a left-sided defender. So for me, I could take El Canoes if you said we're going to get you Savinho.
Yeah.
I could take Akliouche. I hope I'm saying his name right. If we can get Savinho. That is the key. You need to get 2. You can't just get 1. You have to get 2.
It's mad.
You have to get 2.
It's because of the injuries. Like, I didn't know Kulusevski was out until 2026.
Yeah, 2026.
Now that I know that, now I understand why you need 2. Because I thought, okay, for me, like, we have to be fair with the sporting directors or the people running these clubs. You can't compensate for a ridiculous injury crisis. Like, if there's a ridiculous injury crisis in just one position, you kind of just have to firm it and just start using the academy and just wait, because you can't have 10 man in one position because of. But yeah, now that I'm hearing 2026, I'm thinking, you need to.
I'm ripping up the sheet with Spurs. F it. We need Savinho. Get it done. I hope he saw and enjoyed what we did today. Come to the parent club.
Would he start for you, Savinho?
Of course he would.
What, on the left?
Off the left, yeah.
I don't know if I like him off the left.
He's better off the left.
Do you think he is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say that, but I'm not sure.
Obviously, on the right, we've already got Kudus, who's a left footer that can cut inside. On the left, we need creativity. We need someone who can play on the outside, but if he does want to come on the inside, he can use his right foot.
Has he played on the left much for City?
He's played on the left for City. He obviously played on the right more, but he's played on the left a couple of times.
Maybe I just need to see more of him on the left. Maybe he is good on the left.
He's good. I'd sign him. And you know me, I don't like crazy figures for transfers. I think the transfer market is cooked in general, but just get the player.
Yeah.
Don't care.
At this point,
at any cost, get the player. I don't care. Get the player. Get Savinho, Akliouche, or Savinho and El Canoes. Get them. Left side of defender, I saw we were linked to Hincapié. If that's who you want, go put the money down, get him. I don't want to hear any excuses. Get it done.
I've heard good things about him.
Yeah. But thanks, Matisse.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
I'll invoice you later.
Like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Peace.